Over in Carolina, Baker Mayfield and the Panthers 1-3 to start this season. Head coach Matt Rule said Monday that, quote, "We played good defense, but people want to see offense. They want to be entertained. I get it." Shannon, Skip's got us. He's going to explain. So you first, did you like or have a problem with what Matt Rule said there?
I love what he said. I know my counterpart told me that if Baker Mayfield starts opening day, they're going to make the playoffs. He's so much better than Sam Darnold. The Hall of Famer told me that Sam Darnold. Now, Skip Bayless, at the beginning of the year, before they got Baker Mayfield, they were the 32nd in the power ranking. They're 32nd. Where they are in the power ranking right now, Skip? 32nd. In offense, they're dead last in total yards. They're dead last on third down. Tied for last in offensive touchdowns. 30th in passing. Second fewest offensive points scored. And with Baker Mayfield. Now, they got people thinking DJ Moore can't play. DJ Moore legit. He legit. Got my nephew Christian McCaffrey out there. Man, he ain't what he, yes, he is. That guy that's that quarterback ain't what he's supposed to be. Ain't what the elephant left on the showground after eating 400 pounds of peanut. And we know what that is. Anybody, and I told you, Skip Bayless, and I've been trying to tell everybody that will listen, he's not exponentially better than Sam Darnold. If he is better than Sam Darnold, it's marginal at best. As a matter of fact, he might be margarine. And you know, they don't allow you to cook with margarine. They say either butter or nothing. So he might be margin. Forget marginal, margarine. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Baker Mayfield has a 15 QBR. He's 11 points below what Justin Fields is. So that man need to have about 3 90s just to get out of last place. What's the likelihood of that happening? Baker Mayfield doesn't change anybody's life. Carolina Panthers are starting that. There's a reason why Baker Mayfield was still available when the Carolina Panthers bit the bullet and signed him. There's an absolute reason, and you're seeing the reason unfold before your very eyes. In the words of most magicians, voila. A la peanut butter sandwiches. Make it happen, Skip.
You finished?
I'm done.
I am happy for you because for the first time in the history of this show, the 6-year history of this show, it finally appears, though it's still early, but it appears you finally got one right when it came to evaluating quarterbacks because you've never gotten one right.
I got my homeboy right.
You jumped on the bandwagon when you saw it. And he had, by the way, last year, his career worst stats across the board and lost a home AFC Championship game again, this time to up-and-coming Joe Burrow.
He's the first one to ever lose a home playoff game.
He stunk in that game because he stinks when it comes to any discipline at playing the position of quarterback. You got my homeboy? I guess you can have my homeboy.
Got him.
But did you see him coming? We had him on the show before the draft.
Right.
And I don't remember you saying one word about somebody should trade up for this young man because you didn't see it coming because nobody did.
No, I just need to see one game, and I saw it. I saw a bunch of games of Baker and know he wasn't it.
Okay, well, that's not true because you saw 7 games that he won as a rookie in Cleveland for a team that was 0-16 the year before. And as Mike Florio wrote yesterday, Baker Mayfield entered the league in 2018 with extreme bravado and the ability to back it up. Well, he did. He backed it up. It's hard to win 7 games as a rookie for a team that was winless the year before and also 1-15 the year before that.
No, Baker Mayfield entered the NFL with extreme bravado coming from Oklahoma with the exceptional Ohio State. He walked on the field and with the best team in football. Every time he stepped on the field, with the exception of Ohio State and Alabama, he had the best team. Now he doesn't have the best team. He can't make anybody better.
Really? Huh. That's interesting. Because Urban Meyer, for whom I have great respect, college football coach, he said Baker Mayfield played the single best game at quarterback anybody's ever played against him in college football. That was the quote from Urban Meyer.
Wait, we doing quotes.
Interesting.
You know, Art Russell was the defensive coordinator of the 1990 Georgia National Championship team. He was the head coach of Georgia Southern. He walked off the field and gave me a victory cigar, although they beat us 35-14.
Okay, nobody cares.
He said I was the greatest football player he had ever seen.
Okay.
And he was on the staff with Herschel Walker. Okay. So we're going to talk about what coaches say. Can you back it up right now?
Okay, so what just happened, we saw Baker Mayfield choose to go to a team that lost its last 7 games last year and fell to number 32, as you point out, in the offseason power rankings. He took an almost $5 million hit to go to that team because he wanted to actually try to walk on again the way he had done at Texas Tech and Oklahoma, where he won the Heisman Trophy, and try to turn around the Carolina Panthers.
Turn it around.
And by the way, before I neglected to say, once upon a time, Shannon Sharp loved Baker Mayfield because to start his sophomore year in the National Football League, there was Monday after Monday after big Sunday games, you're over there saying, shake and bake, baby. You were trying to co-opt the bandwagon.
Yeah,
You're trying to take it over from me because you were sold on Baker Mayfield because he can back it up.
I realized she wasn't right for me.
All right. So the point is that what wasn't right for Baker, what I criticized from the start was the progressive commercials did him in Cleveland because they were so relentless, progressive based in Cleveland, and they thought Baker was the it kid. Fine. So they based their whole ad campaign, it felt like, around Baker Mayfield. And the target got bigger and bigger on his back because players like Shannon Sharp are saying, hey,
why you blaming me?
It's Baker's house. Let's go to Baker's house and close it down.
Yeah.
Let's just run him right out of his own house,
okay.
right?
You said the progressive commercial what ruined him in Cleveland. Yeah. He got no commercials now.
Okay, well,
Heisman house. They kick him out the Heisman house.
I don't think
they kick him out the Heisman house.
You know what? Every one of those new commercials I see, he becomes the star of every one.
Yeah, they kick him out.
He's still the it kid. And then what did me in, and I told you, I first guessed this, when he tries to market a T-shirt before the first game against his ex-team, I said, I do not love this because the T-shirt said, I'm unleashed now, right?
Yeah.
Because Stefanski had me on the leash.
Yeah.
It was Stefanski's fault.
Now you see why.
Okay.
Now you see why he had him on the leash.
And then obviously a whole lot of this has to do with you being such a big Odell Beckham Jr. fan. You know him, you love him, he's like a son to you.
They got to do with Odell.
And you had to blame somebody for Odell's failure in Cleveland, so it had to be Baker's fault, when in fact, it was co-fault. They both were not very good.
Every time I bring up Baker Mayfield, I never mention Odell. You do. You're trying to fight. Okay, now I want you to blame DJ Moore. I want you to blame DJ Moore. You got to blame somebody.